Hi, I'm Cliff Lenz, and I was just seeing if this table would make a good percussion instrument. You know, almost any object can be a percussion instrument if you strike it. Or if you take two objects and hit them together. You're playing a percussion instrument. This table is a percussion instrument. I could also hit this stick on the ground. This may be one of the oldest instruments known. People probably began to think of it as an instrument when they noticed the sounds it made while they were grinding corn or doing some work that had a special rhythm. Well, you get the idea. Now, what undoubtedly happened is that one day, while hitting logs or bamboo sticks, someone discovered something very interesting. Large objects had lower sounds than small ones. And people, being creative and resourceful, began to invent ways to make interesting sounds by simply putting together different sized logs, bamboo, or whatever was handy. Then they carried this a step further by cutting these materials to specific lengths to get the pitches they wanted. They were tuning their instruments. Then they could play whole melodies on them. Let's take a look at some of these tuned percussion instruments. Marimbas are large xylophones that originated centuries ago in Africa. This is a whole orchestra made up of marimbas. The round white tubes at the bottom amplify the sound. Originally, these resonators were probably gourds, but these are plastic, ordinary plumbing pipes. Many different kinds of music can be played on the marimba. This is an arrangement of a Bach violin concerto, played by Warren, who is studying to be a percussionist. Warren plays jazz as well as classical music. Here, he switches to a relative of the marimba, the vibraphone, a 20th century instrument that has metal bars. This is a type of xylophone that is played in Vietnam. 4 hands can accomplish a lot more than 2, but it requires a lot of musical cooperation. Many instruments from Southeast Asia are made of bamboo. The instrument on the left is an ingenious arrangement of small bamboo tubes of various sizes. When the player shakes the tubes, they produce sounds of different pitches. This Indonesian orchestra, made up mainly of metallophones and gongs, is called a gamelan. Most of the instruments we've seen so far originated thousands of years ago. These instruments were invented less than 100 years ago, and they're made from oil drums. Let's take a look at how steel drums are made and learn a little bit about the man who developed them. He plays the steel drum and he pounds on it. Both are necessary to tune the instrument Elie Manette has been developing for 40 years in Trinidad.
I was looking for some means of expression, to express myself musically. Eventually I came up with a 55-gallon musical instrument.
He banged on garbage cans, paint cans, and then discovered an ordinary 55-gallon drum could make beautiful music. Manette is one of only a handful of people who know how to build them and tune them, making indentations in precise shapes and sizes to produce a range of tones. Because of Elie Manette, Desert Wind's school is in tune. Steel drum bands in schools across the country owe their existence to Manette. He makes regular visits to maintain the instruments he built.
Well, it brings tears to my eyes sometimes to see those kids playing the instrument that I have created. I just feel that I can keep doing it forever.
It's very special. It's all the beat and all the music, you want to dance to it. And
I like it because I get into it because of the beat.
And students get into it because, at least at first, the steel drum is one of the easiest instruments to learn to play. Easy to play, difficult to tune. Elie Manette taps and pounds away at his painstaking job. Someday, he says, the steel drum will be in the mainstream. He's counting on the kids to love it so much that, like him, they'll never want to give it up. The people of Trinidad take great pride in their steel drum playing. Many bands playing all kinds of music compete in a steel drum festival each year, and the level of performance is nothing less than miraculous. The Desperados, who were the winners at this festival, play Marsh Slav by Tchaikovsky. Can you imagine how much practice it takes to play like this? And it's all from memory. Like all performers, percussionists play for the satisfaction it brings them and the pleasure it brings to their audiences.